I hired the cheapest mover I could find on Craigslist to save 50 bucks, but it turned into the most terrifying yet wholesome experience of my life. I honestly didn't think I was going to make it out of that apartment. To give you some context, at the time, I was a 19-year-old girl living alone in a really sketchy part of the city. I was under so much pressure because I had to be out of my dorm by midnight, and I had absolutely zero money. I remember feeling like a sitting duck. It was pitch black outside, the streetlights were out, and I promised myself I would just get my mattress inside, lock the door, and hide until morning. That's when the mover appeared. The ad said his name was Dave, and he had a professional van. But when he pulled up, it was a rusted white panel van with no windows. He stepped out, and my stomach dropped. He was massive, 6'5", covered in prison tattoos, with a fresh cut across his eye. I realized this wasn't a mover. This was a guy looking for an easy target. But he was already at my door. I knew if I panicked, he might snap. So I tried to act confident. I opened the door and let him in. I remember my hands shaking so bad I dropped my keys 3 times. The air was thick with tension. He wasn't talking. He was just staring at my boxes. But then, things got worse. My creepy ex-landlord, who had been stalking me for weeks, suddenly showed up at the open door. He was drunk and started screaming, trying to push his way inside. I froze. I was trapped between a giant ex-con and a stalker. I was waiting for the mover to just rob us both and leave. Finally, the mover dropped the box he was holding. He looked at the landlord, then at me, and cracked his knuckles. I braced myself for a fight. But instead, he walked up to the landlord, towered over him, and said in the deepest, scariest voice I've ever heard, "She's with me. Get lost." The landlord turned pale and literally ran down the hall. The mover turned back to me, smiled like a teddy bear, and asked, "So, where do you want this lamp?" After the dust settled, I literally cried from relief. He finished the move in 20 minutes and wouldn't even take my money because he said I looked like I needed it more. Looking back, it's insane that the guy I thought was going to rob me ended up being my personal bodyguard. That Craigslist ad literally saved me from a stalker. And honestly, I still have his number just in case.